Imagine waking up in a world where every day is a fight for survival. No cities, no roads, no farms, just endless grasslands, rocky hills, dense forests, and creatures far larger and more dangerous than anything most people see today. This is the world of prehistoric humans, a time when intelligence was often the only weapon standing between life and death. The morning sun slowly rose over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold. A small tribe of early humans emerged from a rocky shelter. Hunger had already begun to grow in their stomachs. The tribe had little food left, and they needed to find something before nightfall. The group moved carefully through the tall grass. Every sound mattered. Every shadow could hide danger. The hunters carried simple wooden spears and stone tools. They were not the strongest creatures on the land. They were not the fastest, but they possessed something special, the ability to think. As they searched for roots, berries, and small animals, one hunter suddenly stopped. He pointed toward the ground. There, pressed into the soft dirt, were strange tracks. The footprints were unlike anything they had seen before. They were large, deep, and accompanied by marks that looked like giant claws. The hunters gathered around, examining every detail. The tribe's elder crouched beside the tracks. His face became serious. Whatever had made these prints was enormous. The hunters followed the trail cautiously. It wound through the grasslands and toward a rocky valley. Along the way, they discovered bushes stripped of leaves and large holes dug into the earth. Something powerful had been feeding here. As they approached a dense patch of vegetation, the air became strangely quiet. Even the birds seemed unwilling to make sound. Then the bushes began to shake. The hunters froze. Slowly, a massive creature emerged. At first, they could hardly believe their eyes. It looked like a porcupine, but far larger than any porcupine they had ever. The wind swept across the endless prehistoric grasslands. Far beyond the horizon, dark clouds drifted slowly through the sky. Life was never easy for the small tribe that lived among the rocky hills. Every day was a challenge. Every hunt carried risks. Every sunrise brought new dangers. On this particular morning, the tribe woke up hungry. Food supplies were running low. The roots they had gathered the previous day were nearly gone. The hunters knew they needed to search farther than usual. The tribe's strongest hunters gathered together and began their journey. Armed with simple stone-tipped spears, they moved carefully through the landscape. As they crossed a dry riverbed, one hunter discovered something unusual. Large tracks. The footprints were deeper than those of any animal they normally encountered. Nearby, bushes had been torn apart. Small trees showed signs of damage. Something enormous had passed through the area. The hunters followed the trail. Hour after hour, the tracks led them deeper into unfamiliar territory. Suddenly, they heard a strange rattling sound. The noise seemed to come from behind a group of bushes. The hunters crouched low. Their hearts raced. Then the creature appeared. It was gigantic. A massive prehistoric porcupine slowly emerged from the vegetation. Thick muscles moved beneath its body. Hundreds of sharp quills covered its back. The animal looked powerful enough to fight off predators much larger than itself. The hunters had never seen anything like it. One young hunter became excited. He thought the creature might provide enough food for the entire tribe. But the elder hunter shook his head. This was no ordinary animal. Its size alone made it dangerous. The tribe decided to observe from a distance. For hours they watched. The giant porcupine spent most of his time digging for roots and plants. It seemed peaceful, but when a smaller animal wandered too close, the porcupine instantly became aggressive. Its quills rattled loudly. The prehistoric world was filled with danger. Every tree could hide a predator. Every shadow could conceal death. For a small tribe of early humans, survival depended on constant awareness. One morning, a group of hunters left their rocky shelter in search of food. The season had been difficult. Animals were scarce. Plants were harder to find. The tribe desperately needed a successful day. As they traveled through a valley, they discovered strange signs. Large holes had been dug into the ground. Bushes had been stripped bare. Massive tracks covered the soil. The hunters exchanged nervous glances. Whatever created those marks was enormous. Following the trail, they entered a region none of them had visited before. Silence surrounded them. Then came a strange, rattling sound. The hunters froze. Slowly, a gigantic porcupine emerged from the shadows. Its body was larger than a modern bear. Its quills looked like sharpened spears. The animal seemed almost unbelievable. For a moment, nobody moved. Then the porcupine looked directly at them. The hunters retreated quietly. They had no desire to fight such a dangerous creature. However, the giant animal followed. The humans tried moving away. The porcupine continued advancing. Soon, what began as caution turned into a chase. The hunters ran. The giant beast pursued them across hills, through grasslands, and between rocky formations. Eventually, the humans found refuge among steep cliffs. The animal waited outside. The tribe realized they were trapped. Panic began spreading. Some wanted to attack. Others wanted to escape during the night. But the elder hunter chose a different path. He believed observation was more powerful than fear. For hours he watched the creature. He noticed patterns. The giant porcupine avoided narrow spaces. It struggled when changing direction. Its size reduced its mobility. Those observations became the foundation of a plan. The tribe would use the environment itself as a weapon. The next day, Severa,